that's pretty good.
Also, it has become impossible for me to keep track of our chats because they happen like 4 different places now.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, such is life.
Yeah. And I'm just going to use my phone to do this next part because it's way easier. Do I? I may not actually have Blue Sky on my phone. I'm really bad with social media. I need to we need to hire somebody.
Yes, with that massive budget, we definitely don't have. That hashtag is obnoxiously long. There we go. We did it. We made it.
Oh. You know what? I'm going to change this. Welcome back to Jedi Enclave. I'm Daniel.
I'm Chris.
And this is the Jedi Enclave. I don't know why I forgot. This is the Jedi Enclave presents. This is Podcasting Podcast, the weekly podcast
that is begrudgingly on TikTok.
Yes. Yeah, no kidding. By the way, I saw a bunch of shit online about you guys need to delete your TikTok. It's like something bad happened with the algorithm or something like that. And I haven't really noticed that much of a difference.
Also, you are grossly overestimating how much we care about that shit.
Yeah. Anyway, this is our weekly podcast about Star Wars accessories.
Something Star Wars at all.
Sci-fi, fantasy. This week we're talking about quite a bit of Star Wars news. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, episode 2, which was again a lot of fun. And Wonder Man episode 1. So the
entire season is out, but neither of us had time to binge that shit. So,
yeah, because it came out yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
so we're pacing ourselves.
Yeah, I watched the first episode. I got to tell you, I like it so far. I think it's kind of cool. We'll talk about when we get there.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of enjoyed it. Before we go on, a huge thank you to everyone on Facebook. We passed the 30,000 followers mark.
That is a shockingly large pile of nerds,
at least for us, because I realize that as far as even Star Wars content creators, we're no fucking Star Wars theory with his million Charlie Kirk loving motherfucker.
We are distinctly in the third tier, if not lower.
We are our lives on the D list, which is a place I don't mind being at all.
We're in good company, at least.
Yes. So thank you so much, 30,000 followers on Facebook. You guys are awesome. We love you guys. Way more than we thought we'd ever have. Actually, it's 30.1. Not to brag.
Oh wow.
But it's 30.1.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have that to look forward to for the rest of our lives. We can say now to people we know that we have a podcast, 30,000 followers, only a small fraction of which actually watch the podcast. Mm-hmm. They're there for the memes.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with.
Hey. Yeah. It's your life. We're not your dads.
They also have dog hair in my nose. And my nose is really itchy. That's what happens when you have a German Shepherd. Yeah. 2 German Shepherds. There's hair all over the place in my house all the time. While you're here, if you could go give us a like on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Discord. We're on
Inflate our
TikTok.
numbers.
Yeah, go and it's the best gift you can give us is engagement. And it's funny. Something I've tried to we have a couple of stream snipers on Battlefront that are like kind of obsessed with me. They've been obsessed with me for a long time.
For years.
Yeah.
This has been going on.
No. It really is a problem. And like the one guy that plays with us, that's a mental health professional. He's a therapist. He's like, you guys really need help. But like when you try to I try to impress upon them that you sitting there staring at our stream, waiting for me to look at the scoreboard, only helps us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind that you're doing it. In fact, I
encourage you.
If I had to choose between you doing it and not doing it, I would choose you doing it because I think those motherfuckers are going to make me affiliate on Twitch at some point, probably. Where was I going? I
don't
I think
know.
we did all the stuff we're supposed to do. This is obviously a live show, so if you want to drop in and say hi, we'll be doing that. We're on. I already said all the places we are.
Mm-hmm.
You can check the link to this live stream if you want to go and check us out on those assorted.
Is it time to talk about Kathleen Kennedy's separated head?
Oh, are we doing that one first?
I don't know. Are we?
Hold on. Well,
do you want to do?
Chris, the world is your oyster. We can do whatever you want. You want to do? Do you want to do Ryan Johnson on Kathleen Kennedy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well let me.
No,
Chris, the world's not your oyster. We're starting with Maul Shadow Lord.
Alrighty.
Fuck, you know why? Because
Why?
I was just thinking, like, I can't flip these pages around too much. Just don't have.
You have too many notes.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Anyway,
Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord
mm-hmm.
had a trailer the day after our fucking podcast last week, and those motherfuckers could have dropped it before so we could talk about it last week, but they didn't.
But they didn't
so
because Kathleen Kennedy is no longer in charge of Lucasfilm, and as we all know,
who are we going to blame it all on?
She is the biggest fan of our podcast and would have intentionally moved the schedule up if we had asked.
It would have been nice if she her parting gift to us would have been like, we're going to drop the Maul Shadow Lord trailer the day before your podcast.
Oh well.
So, new trailer for Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, which is a new animated Disney Plus series centered on Darth Maul, continuing his story after Clone Wars. And before, don't you be an asshole. And before Star Wars Rebels. And guess who the show's going to focus on?
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul is a crime lord in the early Imperial era. And it's kind of looking like they're going for maybe a darker, grittier tone than maybe like Rebels. Well, I don't know. Rebels gets kind of dark at one point.
Those cartoons, like dating back to Clone Wars, they start.
You better never let Dave Filoni hear you call them cartoons. Oh my god!
I'm sorry. Animated series.
Oh my god! Someone called the Clone Wars a cartoon on social media, and he's like, "That's not what it is."
Well, everybody needs a hobby.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, those cartoons, they start kind of.
That's what Dave Filoni. His little hobby. His little drawing hobby.
Like they start kind of bright and chipper, as bright and chipper as you can get with child soldiers in the middle of a war zone.
Yeah.
But they go like as the audience of those shows grew up, I think the shows got a lot darker.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Like even just comparing the Bad Batch to like the middle of Clone Wars, there is a distinct tonal shift.
No, there definitely is. So let's get a couple obvious things out of the way. First of all, this premieres on April 6th, which is coming up, not that far away.
Oh fuck, that's the same time that like Invincible and The Boys and
April's
Daredevil are all happening.
Yep. April's going to be a busy month for us.
God.
However, Kathleen Kennedy might have heard our prayers because this releases on Mondays and not the usual Wednesdays. So we will have a couple days to watch it and digest it and prepare for the podcast. They're doing 2 episodes per week running up to May the 4th.
Okay.
Which it kind of sounds like May the 4th this year might be a big deal as well. So,
there's a lot of things that they could announce at that point.
So I don't know. What did you think about this trailer?
I thought it looked fun. I mean, you have Maul saying some very spooky voiceovers. You have
voiced by obviously the guy that does him in Clone Wars. I always forget his name. He played Starkiller in the Force Unleashed games. Sam Witwer.
Yeah. Also has a role in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, he plays Crashdown.
Yeah.
And gets shot. Spoilers for the Battlestar Galactica reboot.
Anyway, there was a young Twi'lek Jedi or Padawan in there who
I think Order 66 survivor, right?
Yes.
So his target. So he's going after a target. Well, first of all, he's searching for an apprentice apparently, and his target is Devin Izara, a Twi'lek Jedi who survived Order 66.
Okay.
And I think eventually this will probably end up becoming his like apprentice. Now in Rebels, when we come around toward the end of Maul's life, right before Obi-Wan just fucks him up, he does not have an apprentice tagging along.
Yes. So I wouldn't get too attached.
Don't get too attached to her. Yeah. So we know about a new planet so far called Janix, which is described as a massive crater city with layered districts, functional democracy. I like how functional could just be in quotes, and a fragile balance between law enforcement and criminal gangs. And another little cameo in this trailer, Marek, who is. Do you remember back to Ahsoka season 1?
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying his name. It's Marak. Sorry. He's the double bladed wielding dude with the helmet.
Oh.
And Ahsoka had someone with a lightsaber. He just bursts into green
the
gas.
Very first episode.
No, he makes it all the way to he makes it to. What's the planet with the star map before they go to Peridia?
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Yeah,
the red planet.
Right, and then Ahsoka, they do a very samurai little duel, and she like hits him, and he explodes into green gas.
Oh, yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
So he's in this as well, which I think he's I don't know, Night Sister magic something or other. I'm not really sure.
He might not be magic yet.
I will tell you that this show, watching the trailer, makes me want to go back and watch season 7 of Clone Wars because the animation looks really similar and it looks really sharp. Like the animation looks really good.
You describing the city,
Janix, yeah.
It sounds a lot to me like they wanted to do a show set on Coruscant, but they couldn't figure out how to make it work with the story and the universe. I mean, I might be wrong here, but
if I were Maul, the last place I would go is
I'm talking about the showrunners wanting like that visual aesthetic of a very packed vertical city.
Yeah. I'm also thinking about like imagine being Palpatine, by the way, and finding out that Darth Maul is still alive. I mean,
doesn't he try to kill Maul in Clone Wars?
Well, there's a 3-way fight between
Maul
and Savage Opress.
Savage Opress,
the most inventive Star Wars name that's ever been invented. He's they have a little sword fight. He kills Savage Opress and keeps Maul around for an unknown reason. Tortures him a little bit. And then we don't really know what happens to him until Rebels, when we catch up with him in Rebels.
Well,
so
we do know because in season 7 he's running around Mandalore.
Yeah, that's why Rebels came out before season 7 is what I'm saying.
Okay.
But he's like doing shit in other places. Also, we know from the post credit ish. See, I can't remember if it was post credit or not, but in Solo: A Star Wars Story. Kira gets on the holophone and
then talks to Darth Maul, and then Darth Maul, just to make sure you know who he is, ignites his lightsaber.
Yeah, he's like, just in case you thought I was another Zabrak guy with Sam Witwer's voice, here's my lightsaber. Yeah. So yeah, whole thing. I'm kind of excited for this. I bet this will be kind of fun. All right, are you ready for some news on Taika Waititi Star Wars film?
I've never been so ready. This is my favorite subject to talk about in Star Wars.
So first of all, I'm realizing when we covered Kathleen Kennedy's retirement last week, I forgot in my notes was a section about Taika Waititi.
Yes, that he had turned in a script, and Kathleen Kennedy thought it was great, but it was no longer her decision.
Yeah. So turns out Taika Waititi is like, no, this movie is still in development. Echoing, by the way, Kathleen Kennedy's recent comment, which is more or less, the film is still somewhat alive.
This shit was like announced in 2020, which means that like they had probably begun in scare quotes,
Mhm.
working on this like a year or two before. So,
Now, so by the way, Kathleen Kennedy did say that it was hilarious and great, which I believe. But there's a part
I
of
mean, it's a
me,
Taika Waititi project. Of course, it would be.
yeah. There's this one. I don't know if you follow Jack Black at all, and I know you guys at home are like, "Wait, Jack Black? Where the fuck is
You
this
mean
going?"
the Minecraft guy?
Yes. By the way, was famous
I
before
hope
Minecraft.
that some psychic pain to somebody out there.
Obviously, one half of the famous School of Rock. So you're like, okay, how is he gonna fold Jack Black into this? Jack Black pulled this huge prank on everyone pre-pandemic, where he started a gaming channel called Jablinski Games, and never played any games on it. And when asked when he was going to play video games, he kept saying, "My capture card is in the mail, and we can't play games until it gets here." And the whole joke was that he made a gaming channel with no games on it, which was admittedly hilarious. I'm starting to think that Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie is the Jablinski Games, right? Where they talk about it every few weeks to remind everyone that the joke is still there, but Taika Waititi is like, "We're never making this movie. I just want everyone to be talking about it."
That does seem in keeping with Taika Waititi.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I'm still up for it, by the way. If he wants to make it, I love Taika Waititi. I'm not sure. I wasn't a huge fan of Thor: Love and Thunder, but like his other lesser known works, I really enjoy too, like Jojo Rabbit and stuff. So, Daisy Ridley has given us a little bit of an update on Star Wars: The New Jedi Order, which is, I believe, the
which might be in the
one,
same
right?
status as the Taika Waititi movie, honestly.
Yeah, so
Maybe slightly further along.
yeah, basically the gist of this is that she says the Star Wars: New Jedi Order film that she's attached to has not been affected by the Lucasfilm leadership change. So she's like, I think it's still happening regardless, and this whole thing that's happening won't have an impact on the film and everything, which is interesting because like, I guess this wasn't on the list. So when Kathleen Kennedy did her exit interview after she retired from Lucasfilm, she mentioned a couple of movies or a couple of projects getting put on the back burner, like Dave Filoni's Marvel-ish, team up movie and everything. Also, James Mangold's Dawn of the Jedi movie, I guess, is now officially on hold, which actually makes me really upset because I think that premise would have been really cool.
Fun.
Did not mention Daisy Ridley's project that they're working on, so who knows about this? I mean, if she's still confident it's still happening, it could just be her way of keeping pressure on Lucasfilm to be like, don't forget me, bitches. Like, we're
I'm still here.
Yeah. So this was another thing. They announced it in 2023, and it's been a while, and they've not even started filming on it. So, in fact, I think I remember something about she said something about that she read a script for it and really liked it. But I guess it's kind of important to point out that if I were Daisy Ridley, I would only say positive things about the project, just because it's good form, and like, why would you shit on yourself like that?
I mean, also you have the wonderful example of John Boyega of what happens when you don't
when
say
you fuck with
wonderful
Disney.
things.
Yeah. No, that's true. Speaking of Kathleen Kennedy, so I told you last week that Kathleen Kennedy made a comment about, we were going to do Rian Johnson's trilogy, but he got kind of spooked by the fans.
To which he went on Twitter and said basically,
no, that's not true.
No.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Now, apparently, Rian Johnson has weighed in though on Kathleen Kennedy's departure from Lucasfilm, and is basically like, this sucks.
She's really fucking good at her job.
However, if they're going to bring in new people, you guys need to start doing new ideas for Star Wars, or it's just going to fucking fizzle. No one's going to care about it. And I got to tell you,
he's right.
Like, he is. Yeah, you couldn't agree more with him. Also, Kelly Marie Tran kind of spoke up and was like, "Hey guys, Kathleen Kennedy's awesome, so shut the fuck up." So, it's just a week of people kind of like weighing in on her,
paying
returns.
respects.
Yeah. Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is getting a major Andor-themed update.
They're only like a year late with that?
Yeah, right. Now, if you're wondering what is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, it is Lucasfilm's microtransaction-riddled mobile game that is going to bring some Andor-themed characters. We don't know who the characters are. Well, hold on.
Well, we know a few of them.
Yeah, we know. Sorry. Yeah, I misspoke. Cassian Andor, Major Partagaz, and Deidre Miro are in it. We're not sure if they're going to add some others. For example, like K2SO would be. Well, I wonder if K2SO is already in that game.
I don't know.
I've never once played it. I have a really strict aversion to mobile games, especially ones that are just like packed full of predatory microtransactions, which this game definitely is. What was interesting is that the developers were talking about how like this game is some people's entry point into Star Wars.
Which, I mean, statistically, I can believe it.
I can believe it too. I'll tell you,
like,
there are guys that I've met on Star Wars Battlefront 2 who play that game a lot, but haven't seen all of the movies, all the Star Wars movies, and I'm just like, how is that possible? Like, how can you be so committed to this game and play like a Star Wars game this much and like you've never seen Rogue One?
Maybe they just think it's fun.
I guess so. It's weird for me. I don't understand other people who aren't Star Wars freaks. Like they're just like all in, balls deep in Star Wars. I don't understand them.
People are strange.
Yeah.
Also, there's a line in this article where this game director or whatever is saying that we have people who play this game for like 2 hours a day every day. And I read that and I'm like, I'm no expert, but that sounds a lot like an addiction.
Yeah, that's kind of insane. Kind of the whole point of that, though.
Yeah.
That and to make sure that you get kids to steal their parents' credit cards and buy a bunch of shit and never refund it. Yep. Real quick, Sawyer says, are you guys excited about the new Maul show coming out in April? Yes, we are.
Very much.
As we just said, what are your thoughts on the TV show The Acolytes? My thoughts on the TV show The Acolyte is that the biggest sin that it committed was that it was fine.
Yeah.
When I expected it and hoped for it to be amazing, and it wasn't amazing, it wasn't terrible, it was fine, and I think that to me was the biggest problem with it.
I would go so far as to even call it good.
Yeah,
like not outstanding, not excellent, just
it was competently made, and
yeah.
it was fine. Yeah, I don't know. I had really high hopes for that show, and it's worth pointing out that you and I both go out of our way to celebrate the stuff that we like and not just shit on the stuff that we don't like. And this is why we only have 30,000 followers on Facebook, by the way, and we're not, Star Wars Theory with our million crybaby fucking followers, is that we don't jump on the bandwagon when shit like this comes out. And like Star Wars Theory starts bitching about how there are too many women in it, or like too many people of color in it, or whatever. Like we don't do shit like that.
Imagine having that, like just being that sad.
Yeah, I know. I think about it sometimes, and like that must be a really lonely life to have never known the touch of a woman like that.
Says the gay man.
Some people say it's the best from Disney. Acolyte. I don't think Acolyte's the best thing that Disney's done. I mean, we have Andor.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is some of the best Star Wars I've ever seen. I thought Ahsoka was really good. That's neither here nor there. Anyway. All right. Okay. Also, Frank Quinio says, hola. Hey, what's up, man?
Hello there.
Daredevil Born Again Season 2 had an official trailer. I'm going to have to go back and watch Season 1 because it's been a while. I think we covered that a couple of years ago, right? When it was coming out?
Honestly, it was only 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
There's a major reveal, which is Jessica Jones, the returning character from the Netflix Marvel side, is coming back, which, by the way, I am not a fan of Kristen Ritter, and I understand this is not her fault, but this is the reason why. She's a character in Breaking Bad that I hate. and she has bangs in that show, and I hate bangs. And so when I see Jessica Jones, I'm like, oh no.
Strong hater energy here.
I know it's stupid and just out there and dumb, but that's just how it is.
Yeah, the trailer looks good.
Yeah. I didn't. You know who I didn't see in that I had kind of it kind of caught my attention.
Who's that?
Fucking the Punisher
Oh,
wasn't in that trailer, and I was kind of hoping he would be because I liked him a lot.
Oh,
in the first season.
yeah, he was really good.
Looks like Kingpin has created his little fiefdom in New York, and there's going to be a little resistance to fight against him, which we knew from the end of the last show.
And also, there's going to be a boxing match,
which is probably propaganda that he's put together. By the way, he's to make him look tough and whatever. My question is, how do you take over New York City and not have the governor be like, no, stop that. Or like the Supreme Court or someone.
Or the federal government?
Yeah.
Or anyone?
Now, the governor of New York is in the trailer. I just realized that the Star Wars label on this was facing away from the camera. I'm so sorry that I'm like this. There. Can you guys see my droid? Anyway. What was I talking about? Daredevil.
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
You also see
looking forward to it.
Kingpin's anti-crime.
Oh, like did you see the shot from the trailer where they have the middle-aged woman wearing the Punisher vest? This from obviously from a propaganda piece, and where she's smiling with someone and helping someone across the street or whatever the fuck. By the way, we would be fools not to acknowledge the fact that there's probably going to be some salient topical parallels to what's been happening in the world in real life in this. I mean, whatever his task force is in New York, I can't remember the acronym for it.
I think it's just the task force, but it does have an acronym.
Yeah, it's pretty much
it's ICE.
It's ICE, yeah. And so that's the thing too, is I'm trying hard not to consume too much of that news in real life, because it causes some very complex emotional things, and I'm kind of tired of seeing people. I'm tired of seeing videos of people dying.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's hard for me to watch stuff like that, because while I uniformly hate people, aside from you and my partner, I am an enormous empath, and I'm really good at picking up on what people are feeling, and it rubs off on me. And if I'm in the room with someone who's really upset, it's sympathetic. I can't help it.
Yeah.
I feel those things too, and it's hard for me to watch the news nowadays. And when Daredevil comes along, it's like, no, we're talking about this. I'm just like, do we have to? Please no. I would prefer not to. All right. Let's move along. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Oh my God, Chris, I love this show so much. So, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 1, Episode 2, titled Hard Salt Beef. And I'll tell you who's got hard salt beef. And it's Sir Arlen of Pennytree.
We're just going right there.
Sir Arlen fucking Three Legs.
The very first scene of this episode is him waking up in a shed after having bedded, I don't know,
several women.
At least one.
Yeah.
And just walking out fucking with his dick that reaches down to his knees.
Chris, I'm so upset about this. I dropped my pen. The biggest dick I've ever seen, and I'm a gay man who's seen quite a few dicks. And I'm telling you, we find out, by the way, that's a prosthetic, because
yes, I believe it.
I saw that and I was like, oh my God. And especially for an older dude, he's doing pretty well for himself. Which, by the way, spoilers for A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Do you want to do a quick spoiler-free?
I guess, yeah. So this felt like one of those slower episodes that Game of Thrones does sometimes.
Yeah, but there's a lot of character development.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens. It's just not a lot of plot, I guess.
Yeah, they're still in the same place that they were in the last episode. But I feel like a lot has happened, and we know the characters a lot more.
Which makes whatever happens next time
Yep.
significantly more impactful.
I don't know where the fuck they found this kid that plays Egg, but he is absolutely brilliant. And the guy that plays Dunk is absolutely brilliant. And the guy that plays Lionel fucking Baratheon is
he's just having the time of his life.
By the way, in this episode, just grabs a handful of Dunk ass. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Fucking handful of Dunk's ass.
See, I thought it was one of those like football team slap on the ass
I'm not
things,
so
but-
convinced. I'm starting to okay. After the dance they had in episode 1, their little stamp on each other's feet dance.
I mean, there's a little chemistry there. I'll
I
agree.
think Lionel Baratheon's like, you know what, would, and it's fine
I'd
because
climb that mountain.
yeah, right. And Sir Duncan the Tall, yes sir, tall glass of water, and he's like high status enough where no one would challenge him on it.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I'm gonna fuck as many guys as I want, and y'all are just gonna fucking deal with it. And it's perfectly fine because he's like highborn and everything. And so, and who knows, he might be like a Prince Oberyn thing where he's like just totally bi or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this show so much. And you know what? The shorter episodes so far, if the show feels like it was made for this format, which I was hoping that it would. My big concern about doing shorter episodes is that it was supposed to be a longer show that they just cut down a whole bunch. That does not seem to be what they've been doing. The scope of it obviously is a whole bunch smaller, and there's a lot of character work happening. And Dunk is such a fucking moron. And I love him for it, right? Like, you can tell they've crafted this beautiful relationship already just in 2 episodes between Dunk and Egg. And Egg 100% is the brains of this operation, right? And he's like, what,
Which is
12 or
hilarious.
13? Yeah. So I've been watching, I was telling you earlier, I've been watching behind the scenes, like, reels and stuff.
Yeah.
That kid is so funny. And a bunch of the pressers that he did, because he's not wearing a bald cap. Like, he shaved his head for this role. With his hair grown out, he has platinum white hair, which is also will be a detail that's important later on in the show.
Yes.
All right, so as we know, Dunk he's trying to get into the Ashford tourney, right?
Yes.
And he's told he has to have a lord vouch for him, so he spends the day. So first of all, we learn about Arlen's penny tree,
Yes.
right?
And there's voiceover from Dunk relating about how he's this great guy. He was everywhere. He was fought in every battle for the last, 50 years or whatever.
Yeah. So he's going around the grounds asking noble houses that he knows Sir Alan Pennytree knew and had dealings with to confirm that they know him, right? And he talks to House Florence and Hayford, both of whom Arlen served in the past, including the Battle of Redgrass Field, where Arlen's nephew was killed. But no one remembers who the fuck he is.
Yeah, he was just some random hedge knight.
Yes. And the recurring theme in this episode, at least for this part, is this idea that Dunk had Sir Arlen on a pretty tall pedestal.
Yeah.
And I think kind of ends up realizing that while he loved him, and I'm sure that Arlen, aside from hitting so much, was as close to a father as he was ever going to get, that he was more or less an unremarkable knight. Like he was a competent fighter, but honestly, he wasn't this deified version.
Yeah, he never won a tournament, which comes up a little later.
Yeah. So through flashbacks, you were talking about we see his kind of memories of traveling with Sir Arlen. And as it turns out, Sir Arlen, while he was honorable, also drank heavily. He liked the ladies and lived most of his life on the road, sleeping under hedges, right? And so, Dunk finds himself in this position where, he's realizing no one really remembers him, and he's kind of starting to think of his own legacy and everything, and also the fact that he's got to fight in this tournament.
Yeah.
And he's got to win, because if he doesn't win, he's fucked.
Yes.
Like financially, he's like really
he has
fucked.
lost everything.
Yeah. So, like as we know, there's a really funny scene where Arlen and Dunk are sparring, and he's like Dunk's so big that he like knocks him over and then like helps him up, and then they seem to have the chemistry the two of them had before he died. It's very clear they cared for each other. It kind of seems like maybe Arlen was pretty stoic, unless he's with, you know, any one of the prostitutes that he's paid for that night. So we find out that Arlen he got some kind of infection.
Yes.
While they were traveling to Ashford. I think it was like a wound on his arm or something.
Yep, wound on his arm, and they show it several times, and he gradually gets sicker and sicker until.
And of course, because he's the kind of guy he is, he minimizes it and tries to like play it off as something that isn't that big of a deal. And then he just kind of falls off his horse, and
he's like, "Okay, I guess we're making camp here."
Yeah. So back in the present, Dunk approaches the last notable lord Arlen served under, who is Leo Tyrell. Called Leo Longhorn. Tyrell listens briefly and then is like, I have no idea who the fuck you're talking about. Which, by the way, all of these noble houses, or a lot of these noble houses, you will know from Game of Thrones, if you're Game of Thrones fans. Tyrell, House Tyrell is important in Game of Thrones because Marjorie Tyrell ends up marrying King Joffrey. And then King Joffrey dies a hideously hilarious death, and then Marjorie marries his brother Tommen to be queen.
Yeah.
And then Game of Thrones spoilers.
Tommen walks out a window.
That's after Marjorie dies when Cersei blows up the entire Sept of Baelor.
Right.
Yeah. So there is that. But we see a bunch of other houses. I'll probably explain just a little bit as when we get there. So Egg is like, why are you so obsessed with what the nobles think of you? And he's like, I don't know. It's because they're my betters.
They're noble. They're important.
They're rich and powerful, and they're really good at all this. And he's obviously deeply insecure.
Yeah.
And
Egg is like, you fucking moron. They're as stupid as you are.
Yeah, he's like, fuck them all. Honestly, like
they are not better than you.
Yeah. And by the way, I love this in this episode where there are a couple of things that happen that hint at Egg's whole deal. Like I can think of 3 off the top of my head. First of all, the fact that Egg seems to have this what's the word I'm looking for? This intimate look into lordship. He seems very hesitant to be seen by any of the Targaryens.
Yeah,
because the Targaryens roll into town,
riding in, and Egg is like, actually, can I just go back to camp?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to
like,
camp and
shoo off some raccoons or something.
Yeah, I'll sweep the hedge, and you deal with all of this.
Yeah.
The other is that there's a conversation between Dunk and some Targaryen nobles, and we'll talk about that when we get there. So the trumpets announce the arrival of House Targaryen, which, by the way, the Targaryens are in a weird position right now. Yeah, they have no more dragons,
and yet they're still ruling this shit on paper, at least.
Yeah, and people are starting to wonder why that is. If they don't have flying ICBMs, why do we need to listen to them?
Yeah,
right?
like there's some weirdos who fuck their own sisters and come from this island over the ocean. Why the fuck are we listening to them?
And then like most of them probably are responsible for the death of someone they know. Also, I just realized that we lost our camera feed.
Oh.
Hold on a second.
Oh, no. Oh, TikTok is still going.
Yeah, that's a different camera. All right. Everyone calm down.
Remain calm. There's nothing to panic about. Just don't freak out. We're fixing it. Allegedly. Hopefully. Gotta redo the thing. your television set. Nope, didn't fix it.
I have no idea. That's fine. We're gonna keep an eye on them though. We're too far into this to.
All right.
Yeah.
We're in too deep.
By the way, if you're watching, you can go and join us on TikTok if you're like really.
If you
obsessed
really
with
need to
seeing
see
us,
our faces that much.
Oh, I need to change that. Hold on a second. All right.
And we're back.
So sorry about that. Okay, so where were we?
The Targaryens roll into town,
right.
and Dunk's like, I'm going to go talk to those motherfuckers.
Yeah. There's a neat bit where he meets the Kingsguard. And
one of them's like, hey, is there a good place to take a shit here?
Yeah.
Dunk's like, no, not really.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, I don't think there is. Which, by the way, I like the King. One of the cool things about Game of Thrones, for those who are detailed oriented, are the Kingsguard have different uniforms depending on who is king, and it's really cool. Their outfits in the shows are like, they're really neat. I thought they were cool. In fact, I wasn't exactly sure who they were at first until I saw the white cloaks, because they all have white cloaks.
Yeah.
But they're like, they got kind of like white armor too. Like, it looked kind of cool. So the guy, I can't remember his name right now, but one of the Kingsguard guys was like, hey, there's nothing special about me. My family were, I come from a family of crabbers.
Yeah.
And Dunk's like, I find that inspiring.
Yeah.
Like, that's wow.
I also come from nowhere.
Yeah. So
he like sneaks into the castle after the Targaryens.
Yeah, because he's like, what are these fuckers up to?
Yeah, it's like, I gotta go talk to them.
Now we meet the royal delegation led by Crown Prince Baelor Targaryen, who is also Hand of the King, and his brother, I think the asshole of the realm, Prince Maekar Targaryen. Lord Ashford formally welcomes them and introduces them to his daughter Gwen, who's like, by the way, this girl's single. Yes, probably way too young, but
I mean, it's the Middle Ages.
Who knows? Yeah. So
also, she's not related to you, which is kind of a turnoff for you guys, I know, but I hope you'll look past that.
Yeah. So we get a little bit of exposition,
some details about the state of the realm,
and it turns out there are a couple of Targaryen kids missing.
Yeah.
One of them, whose name is Aegon, and of course, because Dunk is an idiot, doesn't put two and two together.
Put the dots together,
right,
that he's got this little kid named Egg who's following him around.
Right. So he gets caught. Dunk gets caught, watching him
skulking around outside. Hey,
yeah. So
get your tall ass in here.
You tall motherfucker, you get in here. He's like, okay.
Well, I weren't dropping no eaves, sir.
Yeah.
Promise.
Yeah, right. So he gets accosted by the one guy who's an asshole, and Dunk's like, I'm gonna be real honest with you, dude. Like, the only person I ever really cared about just died. I thought the world of him. I thought he was an amazing knight, and I've spent the last several hours walking around this godforsaken camp with nowhere to shit, trying to figure out if there's anyone who remembers him, and nobody does. And I can't get into this motherfucking tournament unless I can find someone who knew him, who can sponsor me and whatever.
And Baylor's like, what was this man's name?
Yeah, and so he tells him the name, and Baelor goes, oh yeah. I know that guy.
Yeah, that fucking jousted him at that tournament. We broke 4 lances.
Yeah, and there's a whole thing about because obviously Arlen might have embellished
a little bit. He said it was 7 lances.
Right.
Baylor's like, it was 4.
He's like, quit pushing your luck, you tall motherfucker.
It was
like,
4.
You're in here talking to royalty, so So basically, Baelor looks over at the Lord of Ashford and is like, he could play.
Yeah.
And
like there's this thing where like he relates this story and Dunk's like, yeah, he told me that there's this gray lion or whatever the fuck, and Baelor's like, well, then surely you remember the man's name. And Dunk has to think for a second. For a second, you think like, oh god, he's gonna fuck this up because he's so stupid. Then he gives the name.
Yeah. So yeah, right, yeah. So everything's fine. He gets
Yeah,
to
he
compete,
gets
right?
sponsored.
Yeah. So he goes outside because they're like, okay, now seriously, get the fuck out because we have royal
Yes.
rich people things to talk about. And you are obviously not a royal rich person, so
You're
fuck
also
off.
very dumb.
Yes. And there is a hilarious bit where he can't remember which way to go
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
You're like, oh.
So Aerion Targaryen arrives, who is Maekar's arrogant but hot son, who assumes Dunk is the stable boy,
Mm-hmm.
and
I think this happens before he.
I think I
started
mixed
talking.
up some of
Yeah.
this, but it's fine.
But he's like, hey, fucking take care of my horse.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not a stable boy. And he's like, oh, you're too stupid for that, huh?
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I'm a hedge knight. He's like, oh, gross. I'm gonna go now. So, yeah, and this is where we meet the Kingsguard guys who are Sir Donald Duskendale and Sir Roland Krakenhall.
Mhm.
What a name. So, also there's a bit where the Targaryen horses panic and like kicks a guy in the face or
Dunk's
something.
like, just calm the fuck
'Cause,
down.
yeah, he's like the
Come
horse where he's like, and the horse is like, you know what, you're tall. That really comforts me. So, Dunk follows a serving woman into Ashford Castle. Oh wait, hold on, man, I really like messed the order of this up, didn't I? What did I do?
Because I think. Oh yeah. Before he leaves, Dunk is told that he needs to repaint his shield because he's not allowed to inherit.
Yes, and right,
Arlen's
yeah, you can't. Right,
coat of
so
arms.
so basically,
So they go down
Dunk
to
and
the puppet
Egg,
show.
yeah, they go to the puppet show. They watch the puppet show. Dunk, by the way,
As the biggest case of the hots
for a 10 cell too tall.
Yes.
Yeah, and so afterwards he's like, "Hey, you're like artsy and well, because she's like, "Hey, I paint the dolls."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I need something
Can
painted."
you paint my shield?
Yeah. Which, by the way, this bit is fucking hilarious because he has no idea what to say.
Yes.
And Egg is sitting there like trying to be like, "Dude, don't embarrass me in front of the hot chick." Like,
yeah.
come on, dude. And like,
He's like, I want the shield to be orange.
right.
And Dunk's like, how about an elm tree? He's like, yes, elm tree, perfect.
Yeah, he pretty much gives like the whole yeah.
And like a shooting star over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how like Egg is watching him the whole time when he's like making an ass of himself, and he's like, "Oh my god, this fucking guy!" Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, she's gonna paint a shield for
Yep.
him, right? Now they're sitting around enjoying their time, and it looks like there's a little game of tug of war starting up.
One of the less violent wars you can have in Westeros.
Yes. And who should walk over but Lionel Baratheon?
He's like, you, hedge knight.
He's like,
I need muscle.
yes,
Come here.
get over here and bring your little person with you too. And they do a fucking tug of war, and
Yeah.
it's hilarious for a couple of reasons. First of all, because Egg is right at the front,
Uh-huh.
holding on for his dear life onto this rope, right?
Like at a point, he just starts hanging off of it, like,
Yeah.
clinging with
Yeah.
all four limbs.
And the other, at some point, Lionel just fucks off to go drink.
Yeah, he just leaves, gets some wine, is chatting with the audience, and then
Comes back up to Dunk, smacks him straight on the ass.
yep,
And then
grabs it
they win the game.
leads
Yeah.
his team to victory.
So there's that whole thing. So what else are we missing here?
Before they start, like Dunk and Egg are talking, and Dunk's like, "You think I messed up with that hot chick?" And Egg's like, "You absolutely did."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's that really hilarious bit too where he's like, because Egg's like, "Hey, do you think I could be a knight?" And Dunk's like, "Fuck yeah, dude, you could be a knight."
absolutely.
And he's like, "Well, I'm real tall or I'm real small and
He's
scrawny."
like, you'll fucking grow.
And he's like, "Yeah, but I mean, people said I was fucking dumb."
Egg's like, "And how did you overcome that?" And Dunk's like, "Huh?
Yeah, he's like, it's none of your fucking business.
Over
You little
what
brat."
now?
Yeah, and it's like Egg's like, you know what you're supposed to say next is
You're
they
not
said,
helping.
yeah, you're supposed to say, well, they said I was dumb and I showed them. That's the next part you're supposed to go to. You're supposed to tell me about how you showed them.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to think you
You
are
never
just fucking
showed them.
dumb. Yeah. It's really funny. Okay, the big centerpiece of this episode is the joust, which is a nighttime joust that includes House Tully, who the guy that bites out of the fish is from House Tully, who is Catelyn Stark. That's her. That's what family she comes from before she marries Ned.
Like two other things I want to touch on real quick. Like,
Okay, yeah.
he, in order to like buy some armor, he sells one of his horses, and it's very sad. And,
Yeah, but he promises to come back and
Yep,
buy him
buy
back, which I like I said, I've not read the books. I assume he wins this fucking thing.
I
and
hope so.
Yeah.
The other thing is that he
that's
goes
really
to
sad.
an armorer and is like, "Hey, I need some fucking armor." He's like, "You're really fucking big, but I can make it work." 800. He's like, I only got like 2. He's like, Fine.
Five is the best I can do.
fine, just fucking bring me the armor from the guys you beat, and I'll melt it down and make something new. So then there's this joust.
Yeah, so he's got his armor now. He's in the tournament actually.
He's got his painted shield,
but his financial solvency, his
he is in dire straits.
Yeah, he like if he does not win this joust, he's in a lot of trouble.
Fucked.
Yeah, so he's gonna like have to sell egg probably.
Yeah, or just the other 2 horses.
Yeah. So they do the nighttime joust. I think Baratheon's in it. House Tully's in it. I think the Tyrell guy is as well. And this looks amazing.
Yeah. It's a very well done set piece.
Yeah. And I love the detail of like Dunk has egg up on his shoulders. He's got like the best view of the joust.
Yeah.
And this kid fucking loves jousts.
Yeah.
And he's really into it. And he's starting to realize, he watches the mechanics of it a little bit and realizes that the squire is like supposed to get the lance.
Yep.
And he's like, oh shit, I can't lift things that heavy. What the fuck? Yeah. So there's that whole thing, and then I can't remember who wins. But probably
I don't think it matters.
The next shot is back at the camp, and
Egg's like swinging
high from his excitement.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be the best knight ever.
Yeah. And so
he notices that Dunk, for once in his life, is being real quiet and introspective.
Yeah. And Dunk goes on this whole thing, but he pretty much admits the problem they've been setting up the entire episode, which is that I thought Sir Arlen of Pennytree was this god tier, joust winning motherfucker that everyone
the best
knew.
knight that's ever been, and he was nope.
Yeah, I learned today that wasn't necessarily true. But then comes to the realization that he is the living legacy of Arlen of Pennytree, and so that's why he's gonna win the fucking tournament.
Yep.
He's like, maybe people don't know Sir Arlen of Pennytree,
but they're gonna fucking know Sir Duncan the Tall.
Yeah, right. And Egg's like, great.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It sounds great. Yeah. And that's
where it ends.
Yeah, that's where it ends. So we've got about 10 minutes real quick to talk about Wonder Man episode 1.
Okay.
Called Matinee. I got to tell you, man, I like this show, and I didn't know what to expect. I don't know anything about this character. I know it's in the MCU, and that's about all I know. And that oh fuck, what is his name? Sir Ben Kingsley is in it, who I love. He's also in like Iron Man 3. He's
the Mandarin.
Yeah,
which is
he's also in Shang-Chi as well. Brilliant actor. He's fucking hilarious. He's so funny. And he's really funny in this too. So basically, this episode is our title character Simon Williams has a really bad day.
Yes.
Where in the morning he's at a shoot for American Horror Story.
Yeah, and like you can see the problems here. Like he thinks way too much because he's signed on for this like 1-day role. Like his character dies after like 2 minutes in the show.
Yeah.
And he's put all this thought into the backstory, and he gets on set and he's talking to the director. He's like, well, wouldn't it be cool if I called the character this? And then I was thinking I wouldn't let her get this close. I'd be up there. And he's just like delaying everything.
Yeah.
And finally they're like, you know what? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And to be fair, I would have fired him too.
Yeah.
Because he was being, like, I get detail oriented.
He's being presumptuous.
Yeah. It's like, this is like,
you are not in charge.
Yeah, you're bringing main character energy to this, and you are not the main character, sir. It reminds me of a particular. So I once upon a time conducted big orchestras, and I was reminded of a particular soloist that you and I worked with, who insisted on coming over to dinner at my house to talk about this piece that we were doing, and it was Rhapsody. It was George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue, and he had his wife involved, and and it's like it's just Gershwin, dude. Like it's not that big of a deal. And it was this whole thing, and he was upset because the piano wasn't a 10-foot grand piano; it was a baby grand, and like all this other stuff. And it's like, get the fuck out of my house, please. And that's more or less what they said. They're like, get the fuck out of my house.
Yes.
So he gets home and finds out that his girlfriend is leaving. And
she's like, shit, I thought you were at the shoot till 5. What are you doing here now?
He's like, well, that didn't go so well.
Yeah. and she's like, "Yeah, I'm leaving." She has a rather revealing line: "You never let me in."
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, but also the other thing is like you picked the wrong time to start caring about this relationship.
Yeah.
The right time would have been like before this,
Yeah.
right? So to go cheer himself up, he goes to a matinee performance of what even is that movie? It's
I forget.
Dustin Hoffman. Yeah. Anyway, he goes to see this movie and notices Sir Ben Kingsley's character.
Talking very loudly on his cell phone before the movie
Yeah.
starts.
And
He's
so,
like, "Hey, can you shut the fuck
yeah,
up?"
he goes to accost him, and then the movie starts, and then they both enjoy the movie quite a lot, and you can tell that like the title character loves movies, right? And we know this too from the shots of him and his dad watching Wonder Man when he was young.
Which is wonderfully portrayed as this delightfully schlocky, like late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, it's like a Captain Proton
Yeah.
from Star Trek Voyager, or like Buck Rogers,
Yeah.
kind of a thing, just not in black and white. And so he finds out that there is an audition happening for the Wonder Man reboot, which is more or less getting rebooted by
Werner Herzog.
yeah, Werner. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and so he bursts into his agent's office, and
While she's in the middle of a
Yeah.
meeting with like a dozen other people, it's like, "You fucking knew about Wonder Man? You didn't tell me?"
yeah, she's like, "Who are you?" Oh, right.
All right, that's
She does give him shit about getting fired.
Yeah.
From
Like,
his role.
all you had to do was read some lines
Yeah.
and then lie in a pool of blood.
And then die.
It's not that hard.
That's all you had to
Come
do.
on.
It's basically CSI. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck, man? And so she leaves. She's like, I gotta go. I'm more important than this. And so
He like sits there and pouts because like Simon actually is a pretty good actor.
yeah,
So he sits there and
he's
pouts
really
for a
good. Yeah,
minute,
yeah.
And then once she's gone, he sneaks on her computer and gets all this information. Wonderful shot of him like driving
Through
through Los
LA.
Angeles, swerving through traffic.
Yep.
Like they set up the camera on the outside of the car's A pillar, looking in on him.
Yeah.
So it gets even like more wild.
Right.
He impersonates his agent's assistant, trying to get himself into this
Yeah.
audition.
Succeeds.
Yeah.
Gets on the audition list. Shows up to the audition, and Ben Kingsley is there.
Yep.
And he's having a lot of trouble, which is that his process is to craft this entire detailed backstory about the character he's trying to do. The level of detail is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, quick detail: when he walks in, he has to sign a waiver saying he's not a superhero.
He has to sign an NDA and then the waiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I guess I'll sign that. Yeah. So Ben Kingsley pulls him into the bathroom.
He's like, "Look, just calm the fuck down."
Yeah, he looks at his script, and he started writing this novel
Yeah.
about his character. And he's like,
okay,
"What are you doing?" Yeah,
This is all bullshit. Just get in there, fucking let all the air out of your lungs.
stop thinking so much.
And just fucking read.
Yeah, just just do it.
Mhm.
And so he goes in.
Nice touch. Ben Kingsley keeps his script. So like Simon reaches into his pocket trying to find it, realizes it's not there, and he's like, "Well, shit, I gotta just do it."
Yeah, which he's able to do because it's a movie he saw a bunch with his dad.
Mhm.
And honestly, he does a great job.
Yeah.
You can tell that the casting director or whatever was like pretty impressed.
Okay, maybe we'll call him back.
Yep. And so afterwards, they meet at a bar.
Yep.
And they talk a little bit, and Simon's like, "Hey, we should be friends." And
Ben
he's
Kingsley's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever."
okay, whatever. And so Simon leaves,
Mhm.
and then Ben Kingsley gets a call from that really douchey guy from Spider-Man: No Way Home, the Department of whatever
Damage control.
or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
He's a really douchey guy from the show Succession as well, who's pretty much like, "Hey, is everything with Simon Williams going as planned?"
Like, yeah, I made third contact just fine. Like he likes me. I got a cell phone number.
Everything is going to plan.
He's even
yeah.
texting me this shit, and douchey guy's like, "Remember, he is an incredibly dangerous, superpowered individual. You cannot fuck this up."
Yeah, and right after that, he gets a text from Simon with Werner Herzog's the Werner Herzog analogs star on the Walk of Fame. Who was like, "Hey, this is pretty cool. We were just talking about this," and I have a feeling where this is going. I've not seen the rest of the show. Is that he recognizes in Simon the same kind of actor that he is, or that he's very talented and ends up like helping him,
I would
So
imagine
yeah.
so.
And we'll talk about the rest of the season next week when we do our next show.
When we've actually had time to watch it.
Yes. So please join us next week. We'll talk more about the Seven Kingdoms and Wonder Man. In the meantime, thank you so much for your comments and your support. We appreciate it.